Alright guys, Father Time here. Here we are at Guadeloupe, Pointe Pitre, in the Caribbean islands. And we are on our way over to Fort de France. We're running the pre-flight checklist. All these checklists are available on my Discord. Link in the website below. Link to FSiPanel is also there. We're flying the TFDi MD-11. Be running the pre-flight checklist followed by the normal procedure checklist. I've got all sorts of checklists. You name it, we've got it over there. We've got an interactive systems guide. We've got training manuals, everything that you could possibly want. Here's a lesson plan we'll be following off FSiPanel. There you go. Port Pitre to Port de France. The Leeward Islands, I'll show you what that looks like. There we go. To give you a little orientation here, this is the Dominican Republic. Haiti's on the west. Dominican Republic's on the east, the island of Hispaniola. San Juan's there. Cuba, of course, the United States, and here's South America. We're in the Leeward Islands going from Guadeloupe. There's the British Virgins up there. And the Guadeloupe down to Port de France. Right there. Guadeloupe to Port de France. Second alternate is Barbados. Anyway, that's Trinidad and Tobago down there. Just to give you a little orientation, our PDF ready to roll. Let's do this. All right, so we're boarding the aircraft right now. And let's go ahead and go inside. It's been a while since I flew this. I've been on vacation. You can quietly hear them coming in. There we go, looking around the cockpit. Looking for the circuit breakers, overheads, checking the halide fire extinguishers right there, one. And we've got the second observer's audio panel, their oxygen panel, first aid kit, looking for anything we need. Escape ropes, windows are closed on both sides.
Hello?
Escape rope, windows closed. Back here, got the spare pins in case we get stuck out. That's the pressure breathing equipment. That's the ELT that you'd bring with you if you were ditched in water, God forbid. Pressure breathing equipment, it's a hood that you pull over to fight a fire.
Hello.
Anyway, TFDi is planning on having some of these circuit breakers be interactive by the end of the year, along with some full malfunctions list. Very nice. I am part of the quality assurance team over there. I have a couple thousand hours in real life in this airplane. Flew it between 92 and 97. So we come through, we're going to put power in the aircraft so we secure the cockpit. Coming down, radar is off. We've got fuel control switches cut off, start switches are in. Throttles are idle, flap levers up, spoiler levers down, gear handle is down. Coming up top, you've got make sure that the windshield wipers are off. And they all are. And with that, we can turn the battery on. You also want the dump switch covered and the dump manifold covered. And as long as you have that available light, you can turn on external power. It takes about a minute for these CRTs. TFDi just made them come up a little faster, just so that we all didn't have to wait. So thank you for that, TFDi. All right, the power's coming on the airplane. Go back to the overhead. Turn on the RU. It's going to do a cargo fire test when it does it. While it's doing that, pop down here. Make sure you get the two lights, a master warning, caution, and two messages for cargo fire. With that out of the way, we can come to the box. Sorry, guys. Go to FMC. Make sure your database is good. Today is 13 August, and it's 8th through the September 4th. That's good. Position in the MD-11s with GE engines. And with that, we can initialize the IRSs. We're all good. So let's go over to the box, the electronic flight bag, SimBrief username. Got to type my SimBrief user in. I'm not going to put in my Navigraph. I have it on a separate deal, but I'm going to put in Father Time. Don't tell anyone. Dispatch, import flight plan. There it is. Guadeloupe, so Martinique, sent to the flight plan. Flight plan's imported. Set the fuel. Payload is set. All good there. You guys know about all the options. I'm not going to change anything here. Systems, you can go through and set them however you want. That's how I have mine all set. Services, GPU is connected. Chocks are in. I'm going to remove the chocks. Set the brakes by depressing the pedals. that, and setting the brakes like that. And with that, I can come back over the EFB and remove the chocks. Now, we don't have passengers boarding. We don't have cooling air in the airplane yet. We wouldn't have done this. It's 98 degrees out there, so we definitely would not have done that already. We're going to come up to the top. We're going to turn on, check the fire, test. Lights in the handle, lights APU. Got 4 messages down here. Master warning, master caution on both sides.
Engine 2, fire.
Wait for it to go through its gyrations, which we won't bother and do it. 2-way start the APU. One's on the start switch up here. Don't use that one. Use this one down here. Get a little more safety measures. We'll do the overhead in just a second. All right, so that's starting up. Once it starts up, we'll get some cooling air in the airplane. We wouldn't have boarded until we got them. Let's do the overhead. Get the cargo test. Press the voice recorder circuit rig. It's in the green. Galley buses are off. Galleys are off. We'll set high here. 12 o'clock here. Fade echoes like EEC on other aircraft. Lights are all out. Fuel dumps, emergency dump switch and dump manifold, as well as the mass switches are all covered. Handles are all up. We're not going to go through the full pre-put like we usually do. We get the test going on the hydraulic and forget about it, and get the emergency power switch light is on. There's APU. Set the cooling air. Put in your passenger count. 280 today for our short flight. Going to take off the external. As soon as that APU starts, they'll be here looking to take off the external. Performance charts. I'm not going to sign in the Navigraph right now because I have them already on for your viewing pleasure, on my own personal account here. I'm not going to put them on the EFB. And the payload is set. Perf is set. Let's go in here. TFR. We're going runway 30. Runway 30. Import weather information, which doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is our FSiPanel is going to be different. So let's go ahead and start that. Now that we've opened up the sim, FSiPanel will start. Just want to show you guys how to work it. I should do a full review on this program, like a product review. Spoiler alert, I love it. So not a real good example for me to do it. Okay, there it is. TFFR, runway 30, MD-11. Everyone's a winner. I'm going to go to scenarios, open scenario manager. I've got my push to talk set. My frequencies are all set. I've got my flows set. If you guys don't know what that is, I have lots of videos on that. Click on it, trans, and looks good. It's all downloaded. SimBrief flight plan we talked about. We downloaded Sarah. That's all done. We'll go to, it's in the green, so I can go airline flights, Air France 600, start training. And we're underway. It's as simple as that. Once you get the training started, when you come over here on the radio panel, you can set your ATIS frequency, which is always 2345 on FSiPanel, which I love. Don't have to look that one up. I've got it set so that it will do my flows, it'll do my after landing, it'll do my checklist and frequency changes. You can set up your FSiPanel for as realistic as you want with that stuff. Yeah, so I figured I'd take you along for the ride. I have to do, I've been on vacation, just getting back into it, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here it is. Starting it up. All right. Let's go to the overhead.
027 main temporary showers of rain. Le réseau information hôtel.
Hotel.
Le réseau aéroport information hôtel, piste en usage 30, prévoyez une approche RNP, le vent du 230 à 14 nœuds, visibilité 10 km ou plus, nuages épars 3000 pieds, épars 8000 pieds, température 34, point de rosée 18, QNH unité 027 et temporairement prévoyez des averses de pluie. C'est le réseau information hôtel.
See if it does it in English.
Le Reserve Port Information Hotel, Runway News 30, expect LNP approach. Wind 230, 14 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud scattered 3,000 feet, scattered 8,000 feet, temperature 34, dew point 18, QNH 1027, and temporary showers of rain. Le Reserve Information Hotel.
Alright guys, so that's information
Le
hotel.
Aéroport Information Hotel.
And all we have to do is come up here and change it to 101. What did he say it was? 1027. Alright, that all looks good. Very cool, very cool. Got our ATIS going. We got our program started up. Finished the pre-flight. We'll get underway here. Let's go. Go to the overhead. Okay. Oh, here's done. We've got the pressure. We've got the panel set here. Quantities test. I'm not going to go through everything with you guys because I've done it a million times. Just help yourself. Go on over to any of my other videos where I've done all the pre-flights. Put the nav lights on as they should be. I'm just making sure everything's where it's supposed to be. This is not. Lights. We're not going to do the GPWS test. FSiPanel's all set. Pressurization is set. Windshield anti-ice is on. Defog light. Defog is on. If the pressure goes off. Annunciators. Test the.
Overspeed.
Yeah, look good.
Overspeed.
Fuel use is reset. Engine max point is reset. Let's show control panel. Let's go up here. 250, that's clean maneuver, whatever's higher, or 250. We go here, our runway heading is, oh, that's Martinique. I want that. I want to point to Pita. Taxi. Let's go 10-9. 10-9. And the SID that we're flying for once with runway 30. Don't know why that's not. There we go. There we go. Departure is 1 Romeo off right there. DOMR. Douglas Charles. And it is DOMR. Right there at Murren, turn left to Pobas and DMR. So we're going to take off on 30 at Murren, left Pobas, TSAR. Transition altitude is 9. Airport elevation is 3,500. We were category D and we can fly it. Initial clearance, yep, that's it. 1 Romeo off runway 30. And above 800, let's go to the box and load that up. So go to our flight plan, put this all here. Alternate, we're not going to put anything in there. We are Air France 600. Yeah, first time I flew this one, Air France 600. Why don't we try it? Why don't we do this? Why don't we put it in the correct spot? How's that? Father time. Alright, we'll say it's going to be -10. And it looks like the wind component is a -30 off the flight plan. Cost index 159. Next page. Taxi fuel is 2,000. Alternate fuel, which is Barbados, is 10.4. That all looks good. That's the correct fuel. Supposed to have 33.3. We got 33.3. And zero fuel weight, just reading it all off here, is 362, 363. It's really 363. Takeoff weight CG is good. Zero fuel weight CG is good. Click that. Nothing on page 3 that we need to do. We're going to go to flight plan. We're going to go TFFR, Guadeloupe, Dominica 1, runway 30, Dominica 1 Romeo, transition none, insert it. Then we're supposed to go the arrival, star, runway 28, set that up. We'll plan on the RNAV 2-way, the ILS. Is there an ILS? Nope. Nope, so it's gonna, we'll try the RNAV 28 is what will be our best guess. We'll take a look at that one. That's the DOML. To Lima. Off the flight plan. There we go. Find out what our mins are there. Flight. Port de France. Yeah, I don't know, guys. We'll take a look how this works. RNP. Lock it in there. Category D. 11, 12 on the mins. Insert it. And the transition. None. Okay, looks good. Insert it. Now we go through, check it. Dominica 1 Romeo, DOM, the DOM 2 Lima on into the RNAV to 28, and we'll see how it goes. You can see the weather over there. 4,000 scattered, 7,000 scattered. That's just over there. 35 Celsius. That's somewhere around 90 degrees. 1027. Some light rain. They see the taxiway. Lima is closed between Charlie and Bravo. Lima is closed between Charlie and Bravo. We would take a look at that before we get going here. Lima is closed between Charlie and Bravo. So let's get this up here. Here's Lima. Oh, it's already got it in there. That's closed. So upon arrival, I don't know which gate we're going to. We're probably going to have to backtrack on this runway if we're going to go into these gates over here. Put it this one right there. Short flight, so we usually spend a little time getting used to this stuff up there. We're landing at 28 and probably backtrack, which is consistent with here. That's off the NOTAMs. Multiple approaches to be expected. We're going to push back nose to the right, echo, probably backtrack, or maybe we'll be able to go out Delta here. I don't see any restrictions on the taxi on out. Entry towards general. No, I don't see anything that's restricting us other than the turn pad is not authorized over here. Okay. For the SID itself, we're going to be, it'll be a nav. Moran, Pobis, DOM. All right. Just turn Moran, Pobis, DOM. Time at 13. Check the perf. That all looks good. Go to the takeoff page. You can go to the FB. 1027. Temperature's 35. Remember, this weather is from CAN profile. Get the takeoff weight here. I'll use flaps 15 just because I want to. And specific flaps 15 thrust. Get takeoff weight. Looks good. Calculate. 33, 34, 55, 59. We can just start setting this in. 59. 15. 0 and 0. 34 degrees Celsius. We'll do a 1,500 foot cleanup. 33, 34, 55. That sounds good. Then if I miss engine out, we can come back in here as well. So I'm going to keep this guy on legs. I'll stay on flight plan, and the points are all confirmed. I'm going to bring the lighting up a little bit. That. I'm going to go to the overhead, make sure that lighting's all the way up, which it is. And now I can set the Glacier control panel here. Set to expect 7,000. We'll give him a call. And heading. Let's see, heading on runway heading. Runway 30 is 296. All right, you got indicated airspeed, not Mach. We've got heading, not track. We've got feet, not meters, and vertical speed here. IFS switches are up. I'm going to use data, traffic. We do have weather radar today. We'll see if it works. We'll come down. I want to test it out. I don't know if we have it yet. Let's see here. There it is. Weather radar is working. That's new, guys, by the way. So weather radar is on. And I'll just turn it off for now. We can use it on departure. That's a new addition to Microsoft Flight Sim. The P3D platform had it, but TFDi has now installed it on here. So we'll be playing with that a little bit en route. That's fun stuff. All right, let's go to clearance. And if you go to your lesson plan, I want to make sure they're setting my freaks for me. Point to Pizza Tower. 18.4. Departure. Okay. Let's see if they got it set for us. 18.4. Looks like they do. And Tower, Air France 600 Gate 9. And Information Hotel. Like clearance over to Port-de-France.
Air France 600 Tower, bonjour. Clear the Fort-de-France as filed. Delta Oscar Mike 1 Romeo departure. Climb 7,000 feet and your squawk 3211.
Air France 600, bonjour. Cleared Fort-de-France as filed. Delta Oscar Mike 1 Romeo departure. Climb to 7,000 feet. Squawk 3211. 3211.
Air France 600 readback is correct. Report ready for pushback.
We'll call ready for pushback, Air France 600. All right, 3211 TARA, and that's on. We're not going to set up for anything else. We can go ahead and put Tower Freak in over there. Okay, there's Tower 18.4. This is a departure 21.3. We'll get that ready to go on the other side. I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. 21.3, even though they're going to set it for us normally. And by accident, I changed the ATIS Freak out of there. I got to put that back in so that we're ready to go when we get over to Port-de-France. 23.45. There it is. All right, so 23.45 for when we get over to Port-de-France. That is ATIS on the FSiPanel guard. 21.3 here is Tower ready to go, and we're have Tower here. Departure's ready to go. Squawk is set. A couple of things on the overhead. We've got them on here. I think I saw that not on. Let's go here. And coming down here, we're just going to check the couple of things
full
here.
lap. Full lap. Flat. Brakes. Full lap. Flat.
Then we bring up 2 and 3 together.
Full lap. Flat. Brakes. Full lap. Flat.
That's good. Just doing a kind of an abbreviated pre-flight here today, guys, following my flow. Then we'll run the normals. All right, 15 gears up, flaps up. This auto brakes are armed. We can arm the spoilers. Usually wait till we get up there. We know we're going to do a nav. Let's see here. On the departure, that all looks good. All looks good. Everyone's a winner. Let's go down to the system display control panel. Check status. Ignition's not armed. We know about that one. Let's go to the normal checklist. FMS MCDU is initialized and checked. Got all the pages set. IRS is a nav and a line. Hydraulic panel's been checked. Fuel panels checked. We checked that. Emergency light is armed. No smoking's on. Fire warnings tested. Evac switch is on. AFS control panel is checked. Cabin pressure control panel set. Windshield anti-ice I go through this, guys, every time. It's just a discipline I gained in my 40-something years flying. Pressure control panel set and checked. System state control panel. We just checked the status. ES and bugs set. Altimeter set. Standby flight instrument set. Gear handling lights. Auto brake selectors in TO. Brakes and pressures checked. Flaps and slaps up retracted. 15 is set. Overboost breakout bar is retracted. It's not forward. Reverse levers are down. Takeoff warning set. Fuel switches. Weather radar is off and tested. Transponders set and TARA. Seatbelt signs on. Status page we checked, and we're ready to push back. Air France 600 is ready to push back. Except I didn't.
Air France 600, push and start approved facing east.
Push and start approved facing east. Air France 600. You know, I just started a GSX. Somebody wrote me that it was irritating to have to watch me push my GSX thing. I would say to them, I don't know, guy. Find something else to complain about. Because I don't think it has anything to do with how to fly an airplane, which is what I do. So you're going to get the stream of consciousness here, guys. Somewhere in here, you'll pick up, as I say, some nuggets. I'll tell you what I'm thinking at all times. And somewhere in there, because of all the experience in 21,000 hours flying all different kinds of airplanes instead of this, you will pick up something. Let's take a look around the airport. So we're going to push back, nose to the right. Probably going to taxi out. We might take Delta. They might clear us onto the runway. This is Delta up here. Might clear us on the runway to backtrack. We're not allowed to use that turn pad if we do. I do not have the scenery pack here, but I'll tell you, that's pretty good. Pretty good, not bad at all. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to flying this. Like I said, I've been on vacation, and I've been doing a little bit on the 777, since that's the airplane I actually retired from with American Airlines back 11 months ago, September 6, 2023. Please subscribe. Please like the video if you do, and please comment, positive or negative. Give me what you think, and I'll tell you what I think. I am going to go down to the radio panel here, and I'm going to put myself real small, get way under here, and turn up each of the 6 CRTs to full bright as we are going into weather. I cover this pre-flight in excruciatingly painful detail a lot, guys. All right, so we're going to go nose to the right, tail right. Before we do, we're going to go to the overhead. We're going to turn on ignition. We're going to turn on the beacons. And we're going to turn on the aux pump down here. We're going to look at the checklist. You can see there it is. Ignition's on, aux pump, and that's it. Now, there is a clear to start checklist for FSiPanel. If you set that up, you can do flows. But we're going to go nose right. He's going to have some parking brakes. I'm going to press the pedals.
Starting push.
Starting
All
to push.
engines clear. Start at will.
All right, clear to start. Let's go to the overhead. Make sure we get everything where it's supposed to be. Yes, indeed. Let's go down. We're going to start 3, 1, 2. Cool thing modeled, which I just love on this thing, is take a look at this. I mean, see the we're supposed to have a minimum of 25. Air pressure actually dropped on the engine when we were starting. And when you're above 50, now you got to go back to engine. You got to have some oil pressure before you bring it up, which we do. When you're above 15, oil pressure rise, bring up the fuel switch. And what I want you to see is that the oil actually comes down. It's a gulp. So we use a thing called 246-812, around 20%, around 400, around 60%, 246, 8 the oil. Make sure the oil gulp. Make sure to note the oil because you're gonna calculate burn rates on the oil. What I think is a half a quart an hour, and 12 is around 1200 on the fuel flow at sea level. 246-812. We're above, well above 10. No anti-ice. It's all stabilized. Starting number 1. Start valves open. Make sure you got at least 25 with the start valve open on the number 1. We're looking at 28. With that, you can go back to engine. Look at some other variables here. Might make sure you have an oil pressure rise, at least 15%. Bring up the start valve.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
We usually we used to taxi a lot.
Cockpit to ground.
1 and
We have a
3
good
at
engine start.
lightweight.
You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Yeah, there's somebody who wrote up, which I didn't comment. I will. I do appreciate it. He's telling me that it's irritating to see the GSX thing. Yeah, I'm not the best immersion guys. I don't try to fake it. I'm more concentrating on procedural stuff. Here we go. So I'm not going to bother messing with that. I actually want you to see what I'm doing. The reason is when I was, there's at least 25%. When I was learning all this stuff, and I've only been doing this a short while, it was hard to find people who just showed me what they were doing. They were so hooked on immersion, they didn't explain how they were actually doing things. So I go just the opposite, and I'll take the time. I'll just get back from vacation to answer that guy. So my point would be, I actually want you to see what I'm doing with the GSX menu up top, so you know. All right, so we got oil pressure rise, at least 15%, and bring the start valve up. Looks like they're walking out front. This is working out sweet. Now that they're far away from the airplane, I'm going to bring the flaps to 15. Just 2 clicks. See it going to 15. There they are. Flash the lights at them. Did you like that? There they go. Nice. All right, they're away. Flaps are 15. Let's go to system display control panel. Put flight controls up there. That's fuel. Make sure that's working. I talk a lot about the whole pre-flight and systems in other videos. I'm going to hold on the nose wheel steering. The captain normally checks for full throw on the rudders, and the first officer does the tops. Taking their time. There they go. And we go to the checklist. Make sure the spoilers are on. Auto brakes are armed. Go to the overhead. Make sure the APU is shut down. Turn off the bleed. It'll shut down after the cool down. If you want to expedite it, you can, but we'll let it cool down there. And all right, so let's go here. Checklist. After start, there's a start procedure. Engine ice, no APU shutting down. Flaps are 15. Config phase flight control 6. Stab trim. We checked 4.5 because that was set on the page. 4.5. 4.5 is set, and I usually like to be on the engine page after that. Some other things before we get underway. There is a before taxi checklist that I do for takeoff. Glacier control panel, you check that, which we already did. Anti-ice staff trim, spoilers, brakes, some of the things I just talked about. We check weights, winds, and temperatures after the closeout, make sure they match our takeoff performance system. All right, and I'm going to get my taxi lights ready to go. Nose light. Air France 600 taxi.
Air France 600, taxi straight ahead. Hold short runway 30 at intersection Echo.
Straight ahead, hold short of 30 intersection Echo, Air France 600. There we go, 30 Echo, so probably going to be a backtrack. There we go, clear right, clear left, and I tell them I have a salute. And here we go. Brakes are off, we have a green box right there. That's all good. Less than 40%. You can go more than 40, you just have to get permission, make sure you're not going to hurt anyone behind you. Taxi on out, take a right on Echo. Echo, hold short of 30. Just love this stuff, man. Alright, get over in the taxi line here. Flight attendants prepared for takeoff. Give them at least 2-minute warning. APU has shut down. Check for any messages. Nope, we got green box, no messages. We're to review the takeoff data. Weights. We're assumed takeoff 59 temperature. Looking to match up that N1, looks good. We're going to do a nav on departure. We've been having a little problem with nav not arming on this thing. Normally you'd add up nav here. You can actually go auto flight arm right there. You could arm nav and profile. Profile's armed. Just nav isn't arming. That's a known write up that they're going to have to work on here. So normally what you'd have here now is
Air
profile arm,
France
nav arm.
600, can you depart from intersection Echo?
Let's go, yeah, we're light. We'll go affirm. Affirmative, Air France 600, we can take Echo.
Roger, Air France 600, runway 30 via Echo. Clear for lineup and takeoff. Wind 230, 14 knots.
Clear for takeoff, line up and takeoff for Air France 600. That's an unusual one. So, we're going to come up here, cycle a no smoking sign. Turn on the strobes. We'll line up and take off. Guys, if you wanted to, you can go to the EFB, and all you have to do is take a couple of thousand off that, so you can come in here and go, all right, instead of being 1026, go 8,000 or something, and then calculate. You get us going here. And you see the numbers down on the bottom, 33, 33, 59. So the same numbers. So that's how I knew we could do that. We're so lightweight. So that's legit, right? So our checklist that we have, you want to run it. For takeoff, clear for takeoff, high intensity lights are on. Rest on, takeoff set, we got everything set. And here we go. Final's clear. We check it on TCAS too, guys, traffic. Traffic data's down there. Weather's on. Terrain. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, we're going to have to go to a nav at 400 feet. There you go. That's on terrain right there. That's pretty cool. That's a first. I hadn't seen that working like that yet. Just going to go down here, just because I haven't played with it yet. And I'm going to go weather's on. Weather on. All right, very cool. All right, let's go. Up above 70%, it should engage. All right, stabilized, up above 70, here we go. It's engaging, looking for 102.9. Press set. 80 knots, takeoff clamp. V1 or rotate. Alright, positive brake, gear up. Here's nav. Autopilot's on. And we got all pink here. We got profile, nav, everything FMS speed. Got climbing to 7,000, 9,000 transition altitude. Out of 1,500, there's climb power. There's our flap speed. Bring the flaps up one notch. Flaps are up. There's slat speed, slats retract. Brakes are off. Spoilers disarm. Have takeoff checklist complete. You also got to check status pages, looking good. There it is, 250.
Air France 600, continue over the approach. 121 decimal 3. Bonne journée.
21.3, bonne journée. Air France 600. Looking good. Air France 600 is out of 5,000 for 7,000.
Air France 600, the reside approach, bonjour, identified. Climb flight level 130 and route direct Delta Oscar Mike viewer.
Climb to flight level 130, direct to Delta Oscar Mike VOR for Air France 600. All right, so out of 100 is where we're going. Direct flight plan, direct to Delta Oscar Mike with the beam points. How does that look? Looks good. That's what we asked for. That's what we got. Here we go. You notice turn points way over here. When you have a big delta turn there, you'll be wide. It's going to try to correct this line. So on the MD-11, a lot of times we had to adjust. So I'm going to go standard here. 1013. 1013. 1013, because transition altitude is 9,000. Now we can go redo direct. I'm just going to go direct out to Oscar Mike. And I'm redoing that, guys, because I don't want to correcting back over to that course. I just want to go in direct. A lot of times what we would do is go in heading and get it going over there and then go direct. All right, so there's out of 10,000. We'll ding them. Turn the lights off, which were never fully turned on anyway. So that's all good. It's good. Go down, get the ATIS going.
Par 3000 pieds et par 8000 pieds. Température 34, point de rosée 18. QNH unité 027. Et temporairement prévoyez des averses de pluie. C'est le réseau information hôtel. Le Reserve Port Information Hotel. Runway News 30 expect LNB approach. Wind 230.
It hasn't changed over yet to the other airport. 12 to 13, get ready to level. Got a checklist that we do at level off. we got dial flap at 15. We got 18,000 out of there. Lights are off, and cruise check FMA all pink, and let's see, all pink. It's good. We also at this point usually go ahead and check our arrival. And I want to make sure I remember what it was. DOM2 Lima. RNAV 28. DOM over Douglas Charles. APDAD, get cleared, C chart for RNP 28 for APDAD. Guadeloupe, Max 185, Port de France, Martinique, coming in there. Approach, we'll expect RNAV RNP. We talked about the mins, 1112. Date's good. You can see there is a transition over APDAD of 3,000. Ooh, that's going to be pretty fast. So let's do this. APDAD. Guadeloupe's 3,000. So APDAD at 3,000. Max of 9. At 3, 2, see, not to scale. Yeah, we'll just get down, slow down. 15 miles from APDAD to make our turn. And a max speed of 220 here. We do have a min sector of 6,300. You can see there's some pretty high terrain out to this way, out over here. 3.5 degree glide path, which is steep. Going down to 1112. We can set the radial altimeter minimums to 1112. Barrows.
Air France 600, contact Martinique approche, 121, décimale 0. Très bonne journée.
121.0, bonne journée, Air France 600. All right, we'll get the barrel in a second. Oh, it doesn't want to move here, guys. This is interesting. 121.0. There we go. And let me see if I can get, for whatever reason now, my mouse does not want to scroll over.
RNP, le vent du 230 à 14 nœuds, visibilité 10 km ou plus, nuage est par 3000 pieds et par 8000 pieds, température 34, point de rosée 18, QNH unité 027 et temporairement prévoyez des averses de pluie. C'est le réseau information hôtel.
Yeah, it's not coming up with the new ATIS here. That's okay.
Le Reserve Port Information.
All right. Air France 600 at flight level 130.
Air France 600, Fort de France, bonjour. Identified. Clear the direct Abu Dhabi and maintain flight level 130.
Direct APDAD, maintain flight level 130, Air France 600. So APDAD anywhere between 9 and 3, we'll go down to 3, get down, slow down, configured. We'll plan on the RNAV approach, absent anything else. Yeah, but normally by now you'll be able to pick up the ATIS.
8, QNH unité 027
That sounds
et
like it's
temporairement
back at
prévoyez
Guadeloupe.
des averses de pluie. C'est le réseau information hôtel.
Maybe it's the halfway point it changes over.
Le réserve port information hôtel. Runway news.
All right, we'll go ahead and set our brakes for medium. Get our spoilers set. Let's take a look at this approach. Let's brief up the RNP 28. Absent the weather here. If you remember on the lesson plan, we had 3,000 scattered and a little bit of a left cross. The let's see, Aptat at 3, Guadeloupe at 3 and 185. Guadeloupe at 3 and 185. Final approach fix doesn't have an altitude here, still at 3. This is what bothers me, 3.75. So why don't we go ahead and have it's a little bit of a steep approach. Why don't we do a flaps 50 landing? And how about the runway length here? Displaced threshold. Actually, runway 28, 9,000 feet. So we have plenty of runway. So we're going down to 1112. In event of missed approach, climb to basically straight ahead to 414. There it is. Then 412, sort of a box pattern over the Charb. Charb, less than 3,000 on the mist. Come back around, try it again, or we can go back to Guadeloupe or go to Barbados. One or the other. If we have to go around, it's going around Toga. Flaps 28. Positive brake gear up, set missed approach altitude, which will be 3,000. And max about 220 knots. That's our plan. After landing, if it all works out, sweet. Runway 28, little displaced threshold. Well, probably, we talked about this being closed here. We're probably going to have to backtrack. If it's clear as on one of these turn pads, right-hand turn, back over. We'll park somewhere in here. We'll get them to, we'll figure out our gate once we get going. I have no idea. So things I'm thinking about here, we're coming up on our top of descent. I'm going to want to start down. And that's the only reason that's an instance. If I came in here, remember that was between 3 and 9. So if I clear it out that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, guys. But if I clear it out, this 3 here, Apted, because we just have to be between 3 and 9. Right now it's saying 88.11, so we're all good. Got that out in the nick of time, didn't I? If you want to check your box, see what your speed's going to be in the descent. 330 transitioning. That's fine. Make sure the 250 below 10 is in there. There it is, 245 below 10. So I know it's in there.
Air France 600, be advised we have an emergency on the airfield. Expect at least 20 minutes delay. I'll call you back shortly when I have more information.
Okay, Air France 600, roger, thank you. Don't know if we can do that. So here's where we are on that. That's not good. Especially not good for video, guys. But here we are. Our alternate fuel, reserve plus alternate, is 16. We'll call it 16.7. And right now our fuel. Let's just go to the fuel page. $25.4. Our holding fuel once we slow down is probably going to be around 5,000 15,000 pounds an hour. So we really have we have only probably 20 minutes of holding fuel. So right at our holding fuel. That's going to Barbados. If we went back to Guadeloupe, it's a little closer. Closest airport. We could hard tune some of these too. So that's Guadeloupe, 74 miles. TB. And that's Barbados, TBPB, which I do believe, and that's a lot farther back. So right there, that's Fort-de-France. This is Guadeloupe, 77 miles. It's starting to slow down, which is fine. And Air France 600 would like to slow down, sir. So rather than hold, if they gave you that, we just slow down our airspeed, save a little gas, because no sense hurrying there. So instead of holding, just slow down en route.
Air France 600, looks like you will have at least a 25 minutes delay. Do you want to hold or divert to your intermate?
Yeah, I think we better go back, guys. 25, we don't have it. We only have about 15 minutes.
Roger, Air France 600, diversions to Pointe-à-Pitre. Turn left to Delta Oscar Mike VOR and climb flight level 140.
Turn left, Delta Oscar Mike VOR. Climb to flight level 140 for Air France 600. So what I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to get the turn going left, guys. And the reason is, see how it's right behind us? Start going that way. Put in my altitude. 140.
Altitude.
All right. There's 140. We're climbing up in level change. I'll go speed, indicated airspeed. We'll just do 300 knots or so. .306 is good. So we're doing level change, 306, leveling at 14. Now we can go down here and go direct Delta Oscar Mike, because we know it's going to turn the correct way. I'll explain that a little more in a second. Here we go. We got nav. We're going direct to Delta Oscar Mike. Init. So I'm going to go TFFR. And back to TFFR. There it is. Flight plan. Direct. DOM. Nav. There we go. And come back in here. Maybe that's why they weren't giving me the ATIS that whole time for Port-de-France. They knew we were going to divert. We can also go ahead and init and change our altitude to 140. Our temperature is 12, and then it's going to be a plus 40 going this way. 167 on the cost index. Flight number is Air France 600. And next page looks good. And with that, we can clean up our box. 1, 2, 345. Now we're not getting any ATIS, but we have our old hotel. Runway 30. Direct. EOM. TFFR. Star. Then go to 30. Second RNAV 30. Okay, little divert action. I'd have the other guy make the PA, but ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. Unfortunately, Fort-de-France has closed down due to a malfunction on the airfield, and we're going to have to return to Guadeloupe, get refueled, and wait for the field to reopen. So I do apologize for the inconvenience. We'll be landing here probably in about 20 minutes. All right, so RNAV 28. We're going to go to flights. Approach. RNAV RNP. 30. 30. There it is, 12-3. 29 October. Is there a transition off DOM? No. So let's clean up the box a little here. We are going direct to DOM right now. There it is. Clean up the box. Category D, 1040. It's always something now. Star. Flight plan, go all the way to the bottom. Right there. Star. RNAV. And then 1040 on the altitude. Right there, insert it. Transition. I don't know. We'll see what they give us. None. There's low part. So we can clear this out. And we'll get vectors after this. Right now we don't know what we're doing after DOM. Let's see if there's an arrival there that makes sense. Guadeloupe, Star, RNAV, DOM. Oh, there it is, Gones. Yep, so we could have selected the Gones transition. So it's going to be Gones, DOM, Gones, Lumpa. Take a look at it. Lumpa 230, 3000.
Air France 600, contact. Reside approach, 121 decimal 3. Bonne journée.
121.3 for Air France 600. I don't know why they have a landing gear thing here, guys. No idea. And approach Air France 600, information hotel at flight level 140.
Air France 600, approach, bonjour. Cleared Delta Oscar Mike 1 Lima arrival. Expect vectors for visual approach runway 30 in la reside.
Okay, cleared for the Delta Oscar Mike 1 Lima. We'll expect the visual 30. Alright, so that was what we just got. We just looked at that. So 1 Lima, Gones, Lampa, dump below. So we're going to be cleared the visual, but really we're going to be looking to do the RNAV until we get guidance. Port-de-France, Guadeloupe 3000. Let's take a look after landing. Runway 30. Displace threshold. Lots of runway. Looks like a 180 down here. Turnaround area here. Come on in and we'll go somewhere here. Gate 9 is where we came from. Alright, so we notified the people. We notified the company. Let them know we were diverting, that the field had been closed. We can go back here. We can go profile because we're at 140 profile and we get all pink there. That's good. So we're ready for the arrival, except we don't want that. We'll just do 290 for now. Yeah, it's a little lost, guys. It's coming in here right now. Distance to go 61 miles, that's correct. I don't know why it thinks we need the landing gear down, which it says right here. It doesn't make any sense. But it thinks we're on the approach mode, so we're not. Take off. We can go flaps 35. We can come back to the EFB. Alright, let's see here. TFR. Not going to do it. I wonder if we go TFFR and we'll just do a landing analysis here, 9,000 feet. We just do weather information, takeoff, landing weight, takeoff. Yeah, to be honest with you, there it is. TFFR, runway 230. Dry, weather, landing weight, 384, close enough. 384.
Air France 600, when ready, descend 8,000 feet, QNH 1027, and expect around 40 nautical miles for your landing, and transition level is 100.
Okay, descending now to 8,000, 1027. We'll expect about 40 miles for landing. And transition level 100, Air France 600. All right, descend to 8,000. Landing data you can see was good. Altitude, 8,000. Started on down. He said about 40 miles to landing. He's basically telling us it's going to be kind of hard. So 3-degree glide path will be fine. Have to do 250 below 10. I'll get that ready. So if you take a look at the box, he said 40 miles to landing. And this thing thinks we have about 45, so that's good. That makes sense. All right, so we'll get down and slow down. Start slowing it on down. Making our PA. Getting the people ready. Go to the overhead. Get the lights on since we didn't get them on for takeoff. Beautiful. Once more, come back in here. Do the descent check. FMSMCD was they want us to do the visual. We'll back it up with the RNAV. There's no ILS. System display control panels all set. Landing data is checked. Altimeters, he said transition was 10, and it's 1027. Close enough. (1027) set. Lights are on. Yeah, I don't know why we got the gear here, guys. Definitely don't know why we have that.
Air France 600, turn left heading north and descend 3,000 feet, vectors for visual approach runway 30.
Heading 360 down to 3,000 feet. We'll expect vectors for 30, Air France 600. All right, guys, so the dumping is on in here nicely. Let's get the speed brakes out and the power back. Flight attendants prepare for landing. Come to the overhead and we'll ding them out of 10. I think what they're trying to do for this profile is to make sure that we are situationally aware. You can see that the field, if you go to the box and you put in fix, and by the way, I have to go 360 on the heading before I do anything else, don't I? Just a slight right turn. 360, 3,000. We can clean up the box here a little bit since we're going visual. We'll say direct to the FAF. That'll give us, our profile will be accurate there. And now you'll see our distance to go to the field is 26 miles. We are at 7,000 feet. 3 times 7 is 21 plus a little. So it's good that we have the speed brakes out. We're going down a nice rate to get on down. So we should have a nice glide path guidance here, guys, when we get down here. So we're in heading select, idle clamp, level change, and we are, if you really want just a distance just for the field, you can put in TFFR, and that's not, as you're flying, that's actually the distance to the field. You see that says 21, and this is along the route, that says 23. So really 21 miles. So we're hustling on down. Get down, slow down. Four for 3. 20 miles to go. Looking good. Get that ready. There we go. Just like to get it ready for the taxi in. I think we got it briefed up pretty good, guys. Let's make sure we're slowing on down. FAF, we want to be at about 180. So I'll just start slowing down. Speed below 280.
Air France 600, descend 2,000 feet.
Descend to 2,000, Air France 600. I'm going to just clean up the box here. Direct. Final approach fix. You could actually put in 2,000. Why not? And we're below 255, class 15. Speed brakes coming up. Arm and spoilers.
2,500.
Spoilers are on, brakes are on.
Air France 600, turn left heading 300, 300, and report field inside.
Air France 600, left 300, and the field is in sight. Field in sight for Air France 600.
Roger, Air France 600, you are clear the visual approach runway 30 and contact tower 118.4. Bonne journée.
Clear the visual 30 and tower 18.4. Bonne journée, Air France 600. It's kind of fun, guys. 18.4. All right, there's our FAF, guys, but we're supposed to be there at 3,000, so we're well below that. We can start slowing on down. Tower Air France 600 is on final for the visual 30.
Air France 600, le reside tower, bonjour. Wind 230, 14 knots. Runway 30, you're clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 30, Air France 600. Clear to land, guys. Slowing on down, flaps 28. Speed below 210, flaps 28. Speed below 190, you can go all the way to flaps 35. Before landing checklist, please. Go FMS speed. Clear to land. All right, so how far are we from the runway? We are 8 miles and we're at 2,400 feet. We should be 2,400 or at 2,000.
Stabilizer motion.
So when I get about 6 miles from the field, which is right now we're 6, should be 1,800. I can start us down here. Vertical speed. Nice and easy. And bring this all the way down to 0 on the visual. And naturally I would just start flying the airplane. And I can see the runway out there.
Stabilizer motion.
We're doing 800 feet down per minute. We are presently 5.5 miles, 6 miles at 1,800. Looking good. Autopilot's off. And I'm going to go ahead and shut off the flight directors. Bring it on home. Fun little profile, guys. Remember, after landing, 180 on the runway left-hand turn off when we make our way back. We do have some guidance here that shows us a little high, and I concur. I am a little high.
Sync rate.
So, yeah, that's okay.
Sync rate.
You can see the GPWS
Sync rate.
works.
500.
Nice.
500.
And there's the, go about 2.5 degrees nose high. There's our glide path right there. Nice.
400.
Let's get a good landing here.
Minimum.
Starting to pick up the VASIs.
300.
The VTI, vertical
200.
track indicator on the nav display looks good.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Try to touch down nice and early.
Le Reserve Port Information Hotel. Runway News 30 expect LNP
Hey, this is
approach.
working now.
Wind 230, 14 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more. Cloud
Reverse.
scattered 3,000 feet, scattered 8,000 feet. Temperature 34, dew point 18.
No, thank
QNH
you.
1.
Air France 600, backtrack is approved, vacate via Foxtrot, and your parking today is stand 9.
Okay, backtrack approved. Vacate via Foxtrot stand 9. Air France 600. All right, our throttles are going up a little. Let's see if I can turn off the auto flight system here and maybe get control. Auto throttles off. So that worked out okay, guys. Came back in for the visual. We used what we had available to us, as we should. We're going to keep all, we're not going to do any checklists around the runway. Which was just the RNAV. So we set up the RNAV so that we had at least the vertical track indicator on the nav display to help us out on the visual, which is something you should always do. It's not cheating, it's airmanship. Whatever you got, whether it's an ILS glide path, you don't just fly the visual if you have the ability of getting some vertical guidance. No one does that. Came in, landed down, touchdown's fine, center line in the zone. Not the smoothest, but that's fine. We used what we had. We had a little bit of the VASI, a little bit of the VTI. Flight director was off, so I used 2.5 degrees to hold what I thought
Hi
was
guys,
a high
JP,
path.
welcome back to Guadeloupe. You were unlucky to have the airport closed at your destination, and you took the decision to divert rather than waiting and maybe having an unexpected delay that could lead into an emergency due to fuel low quantity. So a good decision at the end. Anyway, the two airports are very close by, so it's easy to fly the aircraft back to to Fort-de-France whenever the runway is open again. So well done. I hope you enjoyed this scenario, and as always, feel free to leave any comment in the Discord channel. Thank you, and see you soon for another training scenario. Bye-bye.
I'm going to go back inside. I forgot it doesn't want to turn when you have the outside view on there. There we go. I've got the number 3 engine up, as you can see, to help me turn around. And I'm not doing anything here with the flight controls. Are basically just keep it going. After landing flow, APU is on, APU starting. It does not want to turn if I do that inside view. So we're in the turn pad here. It looks like we stayed in it. Not by much, but we did. Moving proof there. All right. Go up, we'll take Foxtrot, go to the gate, and shut it on down. Anyway, that's kind of a cool profile. I had to do the test flight for the quality assurance, so I thought, well, you know what, I'll make a video, see how it comes out. And that was good. It was kind of busy. Kind of busy. All right, we're going to use Foxtrot and head on in, so we'll take a look at that. I'm going fast, I know. Let's go to the overhead and see what if Bob did our checklist for us. Looks like he got the lights. He didn't get the lights out. That's okay. Strobes are off. APU power is starting. There we go. APU. I had to click select the one I wanted. This should be Foxtrot here. We are approaching Foxtrot. We go left in Foxtrot. Gate 9 should be right off our nose. Alright, so we went there, we did our fuel calculations on divert. We estimated we had about 15 minutes of holding fuel, and they said it was going to be 25 minutes. So in that case, rather than play with it, just go back to Guadeloupe, take the delay on the ground there. That was a good exercise. Now that we're clear of the runway, we definitely go flaps up after landing, which we already did. Gate 9, let's take a look at that. Taxi. Gate 9 is on the main terminal. Yeah, we'll see if we can find it, right? It's actually a pretty good depiction here. I wonder if I can just pull in this one. That looks comfortable. Great 9 is on the angle there, so that's it over there. I like it. Who knows? Yes, I'm trying to figure it out. That definitely is not it. It comes in at an angle. Could park up with those guys. Now it's going here, guys. That's definitely not gate 9 way down there. It's good to be back off vacation. Nice. All right. Brakes parked. Overhead. Seatbelt sign is off. APU is established. You can chop them. Back to the overhead. Get the air on. Beacons off. APU air is coming on. Back to the overhead. Turn off the windshield anti-ice. Defog. Emergency lights are off. RUs are off. We turn the cargo temps off. Looking good. Let's go to GSX. Aggravate my friends. Prepare for deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
And let's go outside. All right, cool. Guadeloupe to Fort-de-France, Martinique, Leeward Islands. Look at that.
Passengers deboarding started.
Got their airport closed. Had to divert. We calculated we had 15 minutes for holding fuel, 15 to 20, based on our flight plan. With our alternate is Barbados, but Guadeloupe was closer. So I wasn't going to wait 25 minutes there and get myself in a SCOS fuel situation. So we decided we'll just head back to Guadeloupe, which is an Air France station. We'll take our delay there, make the short flight back over in Fort-de-France, open back up. Pretty realistic. Nice job, JP. I wonder if I can get a landing report, or I have to shut down a little more. Let me take a look. Hang on a second. You guys might enjoy that. Oh yeah, there it is. Hold on one second. There it is. Landing report. Very good landing distance, 390 feet. Deviation from center line, a little bit left, so that's training required. Nice smooth landing. I know it didn't seem like it, but it was. Bank and touchdown perfect, so I will take it. I will take that anytime. All right, guys, that's Father Time Out. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, joining the Discord, helping an old fellow out, I really do appreciate y'all. I thank you so much for all your support. This is a blast. This is my retirement hobby, guys. It's kind of mentoring guys over on Discord and just being your friend. Just being your friend. And I'm doing TFDi projects. I'm helping out a little at FSiPanel, just a little. And I look forward to anybody else who wants to hire me just for free, unpaid intern, just to help out. It's really, really good to have a wonderful, healthy hobby like flight simulation, like you guys all know about. All right, Father Time's out from Guadeloupe. Goodbye. Goodbye.